Golda. Hi, nice to meet you.
Hello. Well, look at you. Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We had to be at your Highness. So we had to be at
Oh,
the
that's
as
very
well.
fun. Thanks, guys, ladies.
My name is Maria, and this is Tamara.
Hi.
We
Hello,
are hosting
both.
a podcast, and we read the Bridgerton series in our reading show, and we're so excited to talk with you. So thank you very much.
Oh, you're most welcome. Let's get to it.
Okay, so our first question.
I have the first question.
Okay.
Chris Van Dusen, creator of the series, say that many historians believe the Queen Charlotte was England's first queen of mixed race. How do you take that responsibility as an actor?
How do I take that responsibility of an actor? You know, it's really interesting because we're not doing a documentary on Charlotte.
Exactly.
And, you know, Bridgerton, if we go back to the original mothership, Bridgerton is based on books by Julia Quinn. And Queen Charlotte isn't in those books. She is, yes, a historical character, but I think having her in Bridgerton really kind of pushes the boundaries for diversity and inclusion and all of that stuff, and kind of, you know, gives us a kind of wider space to work in, a bigger, joyous space to work in. And I think for me, by placing these kind of difficult questions that are hard to answer through storytelling, through a historical period drama, is something really clever to push the movement forward. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So well, I think that most of that clever thing is because you have to be working with Shonda Rhimes. How was that experience?
It's an amazing experience when you work with a very accomplished writer, a writer who understands her platform and her platform to create change within storytelling.
Yes,
we
so big fans of Shonda.
Say that again.
We are big fans of Shonda.
So actually, you are a big activist on LGBTQ rights, and this series also talks about, and there are characters that are from the community, and that's a big thing with the inclusion you were talking about.
But I think that the genius of Shonda Rhimes is she just makes those characters relatable.
Exactly.
She makes them well-rounded, complex characters. They're messy, they're human. And I think all of the characters, especially Charlotte, for me, you could sit down in your front room and watch a box set with and just chill. You know, I think that's really important in Shonda's work, that is a big thing for her.
Great.
I love it. In the first season, you say the Queen Charlotte doesn't have any continuity, so she wears a lot of different outfits and wigs.
Yes.
Which added creativity to the character. Can we expect more of that in this prequel?
Absolutely. There's a little shift actually, because the prequel is more intimate, because the prequel kind of addresses a more human side to these characters. The colors are kind of dampened down a bit. Like Bridgerton is really, you know, beautiful and colorful and fireworks and glitz and glamour. Charlotte's very intimate. It's a little darker than Bridgerton. So the costumes are still, as you see them, are still made in, you know, that way, but the color of it is slightly, is a little darker, is a little more kind of smaller and intimate and close. And so it'll be interesting to see whether audiences kind of relate to that and find that interesting.
I understand.
We actually get to see the first episodes of the series, and we actually see another side of the Queen Charlotte, like you said, a more intimate, a more like family, like at the head of the family.
Personal, isn't it? You get a more personal approach in the prequel, and you get to kind of understand and learn why she is the person that she is in Bridgerton.
Exactly.
But we get like these two sides, right? Because we in Bridgerton, like the queen was like a color gossip with a lot of fun.
Yes.
And in here it's more human. How do you get to manage that this shift from the same character?
Yeah, well, you know, I've always had the Queen Charlotte side in Bridgerton. Do you know what I mean? That's the backstory. That's what I do as an actor. I work on who she is, where she comes from, you know, her family, her relationship with George. You know, I knew that she had 15 children, but then a couple of them died, so 13 children. So I've had all of that in my imagination in Bridgerton. To now be in a room with actual 13 actors that are playing my children and put faces to my imagination is, I mean, it's like, it's thrilling. It's a very unique situation to be in, I think, as an actor, where you've kind of established something and now it's there in front of you, come to life.
And Queen Charlotte on Bridgerton said that she loves gossiping.
Yes.
We love gossiping too. And do you love gossiping in like real life?
I'm not a gossip. I don't, but if something's being said, I will prick up my ears and have a little listen. But in terms of seeking it, I'm not interested.
So you're not like a big consumer of magazines and like gossip websites? No, that's not your thing.
No, I don't have any interest in that. But if somebody's saying something, I'll be like, oh, let's have a cup of, you know, I'll be like, oh, yes, what's that? But I don't go seeking it, no.
Okay.
Okay, I love it. And so finally, Bridgerton fans will surely watch this prequel. We have. But why should the audience that don't know it go and watch Queen Charlotte, A Bridgerton Story?
Oh, right. I think it's brilliant storytelling. It's a brilliant way to access a historical world in a modern way. Because Shonda's so great, and we've touched upon this about her characters, how she writes her characters really accessible, do you know what I mean? Really relatable. I think people shouldn't be scared that it's under the banner of a period drama. It's so modern and it's so present and dealing with, you know, conversations and situations in a modern way. I think it's so, it would be accessible for everybody.
Yeah, definitely. It touches so much of the subject, the things that we're talking today. So it's a definitely must watch. And can you please invite to our audience, the Amikas, to watch Queen Charlotte?
Hey, the Amikas! Watch Queen Charlotte, A Bridgerton Story. It will be out May the 4th on Netflix.
Thank you very much, Golda.